Welcome to Live Keys practice number 2. We're doing more of Brandi Carlile's Forever Young. So, did a lot yesterday or 2 days ago. Today, I'm just going to do a quick review of the first couple measures in the verse, right hand and left hand. So if you guys need more time on this stuff, you got to watch the last video. Let's do it without the metronome first. So we got the C. Questionable on that D minor timing, so it'd be 1, 2, and 3, 2, and. So we got 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so let's try a couple and see what I need to fix. 2. So super slow at 45, though the full speed of the song is only like 64 or something. 2. 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, Now, sometimes even playing it that slow can cause its own issues. It's what I need to work on right now, timing-wise, right? It's just that very slow plot of the song. Now, if you guys need this sheet music or want to help support us do more videos like this, please become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. We appreciate your guys' support. Let's do a couple more of these, and then we'll do left hand again. 3, 4, and all right, left hand might take me a little bit longer. Like, let's do smaller loops because I don't know it as well. So I got the C and G in our left hand. We're going 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I might know it better than I thought I knew it. So we got that 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The D minor might be the part that I'm bad at. So we got this 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Let's try just this measure. Actually, let's try leading into that measure. So we got 1, 2, and that's how we would count that because it's only 2, 4. 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2. don't feel too bad about that. So let's do it one more time. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and so 2 things that I'm mixing up on that G to A minor measure. Let's keep my pinky down. It doesn't do that. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on that D minor, 1 and 2. All right, let's do a couple more. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 And part of that too is coming from that F, 1, 2, 1, and 2. If I don't hit that little bit of a, I don't know the technical term for it. I call it a flam. It's not a flam. Right, there's an 8th note right after that. We got these staggered notes. So I have to do the same thing I did yesterday. I have to check and see if YouTube's actually even running. Giving a lot more errors than we used to. But that is okay. Let's just see what's going on. It says it's running. So it's running. Hopefully I don't have to do that. I gotta probably get a confidence monitor up. Sometimes OBS gives me this error while I'm in the middle of filming, which makes my brain go, shit. All right. So a lot of what we're doing right now is, okay, 2 days ago we learned the right hand part, we learned the left hand part, we tried to put it together. There was some success, there was some non-success. Now we're at the point of like, okay, let's get the right hand better, more confident, left hand better, more confident, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. But instead of it taking 40 minutes to get to right hand, left hand together, it took us 8 minutes this time. Tomorrow it's going to take us 7 minutes, and then so on and so forth, and eventually you'll play left hand and right hand together like a champ. So will I. You know, and a lot of this is just more complicated songs, or I guess anything with more complication, it's going to take longer to learn, right? Probably a lot of us could play simplistic piano ideas with maybe a non-competing left hand, where this one just has more going on, so it's going to take some time to learn this skill set. So much like yesterday, we will do just 2 beats at a time. So we got this 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 Now, do we have to practice the E minor one by itself? Might as well. Doesn't hurt. I guess I have to do 3 and 4 just going to put those two together. So we got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, so let's highlight that whole measure. 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Now, you can choose how picky you want to be, right? Like, I don't care right now if I'm rushing a little bit, because really what I'm trying to do is just hear that groove of the fingers and the hands working together. Care more about that than staying perfectly in time, though, I mean, for the most part, I stayed pretty well in time. I'm saying for you, you need to pick your battle. All right, A minor. And we got 1 and 2 and much slower. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Same thing. Oh, yeah, let's do the F. So we got 3, 4 and 3, 4 and 3, 4 and left hand 3 and 4 whole measure. 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 So now I think we just work on putting those two measures together. We could keep on going the way that we're doing it, but it's nice to like get a little bit of a breather, put that together, and then move back. Let's try by ourselves first. So we got 1, 2 and 3, 4 and A minor. I mean, even just doing those two measures like that's very satisfying after spending the amount of time that we have to get there. All right, let's go a little slower so I don't make those mistakes. to play A minor like 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, let's try with the click. Let's see what happens. 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. I could do it once. And then I fell apart. I guess let's do it a couple more times. And 3, 4, and 1. Without metronome a couple more times, and then we're going to just go to the G and A minor measure, trying to solidify the idea without, beating my head in. So it's memory now. I'm trying to do it from memory and not read as much. Or, it's quasi-reading, quasi-memory. When we're doing these small loops, right, it's easy for me to memorize the idea. I can even drift off a little bit, stare at my hand. But when we're doing a larger phrase, because I don't have it really learned yet, I have the idea of it learned, I fall apart. I play the A minor chord with the left hand like that. I don't play it like that. Or same thing coming up on that C, because I'm not looking. I'm looking a little bit at the piano. So just giving you my reasons. Do the G to A minor measure. I think we can just do this one together. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's pretty straightforward. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so let's just put all three of these together. I think it's the thing, it's where I'm at right now, learning this with click and everything. So let's walk through it. To a G. Probably could just add that F too. And then I think I'm going to have to work on F to D minor by itself, just because D minor has a little bit more complication in it. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and... Ooh, good idea. We're going to put the D minor as a turnaround measure. So I'm actually going to play the... So get me used to going from the F. So we got that 1, 2, and then we'll work on the D minor later. But then I'm not struggling to get back to that C chord, which kind of causes me to rush, then fall apart, and so on and so forth. 3, 4, 1, 2, fell apart, but that's okay. 3, 4. Back to C. So, couple without metronome, clean up my mistakes. They're kind of the same carryovers from before. Play that for the A minor in my left hand instead of not catching that quick enough. All right, so we got. So a lot of it's just the metronome pushing me and forcing me to stay in time. You know, if I play it by myself a sec, I can hold a longer beat on like that E minor to A minor and give myself enough time to really think about what's going on. Thinking that same kind of thing of just getting a little bit ahead of yourself, and which is odd. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but you want to think about what's coming next and see what's coming next. And I got to work on not leaving that F too soon. 1, 2. Just need to trust myself that I'm going to get to the D minor. 1, 2. That's what we'll work on now. Doing the D minor separately, just because there's a little bit more going on in both hands, and then F to D minor, and then put that all back together, and go from there. All right, so the first two beats, we got this. And it's even harder for my brain right now. Is what we have to do. So let's let's just walk through that a couple times and put metronome to it. 1 and 2. No, wrong note. 2. Makes more sense. The octaves of D. So we got 1 and 2. Alright, so just that. And 2. 1 and 2. 2. 1 and brain. 2. 1 and clerical error by my part. It actually goes 2 and. So I've been practicing it wrong, and that's okay. But I now know where 2 is very well, right? 1 and doesn't change much for me. In my head right now. 1 and 2 and. All right, we're gonna do a couple more of those, and then we'll do the second half. And 2 and 1 and 2 and. And 2 and 1 and 2 and. A couple things I'm struggling with, and I think talking it through will help me. So 1, I like to lift that thumb up for some reason after I'm done. And 1 and 2 and 1 and. Then sometimes when I think too much, my left hand 1 and 2, 1. Like on subsequent bra, I fall apart. And I'm sure some of this will get fixed by just obviously repetition, but by speeding it up as well, and then learning at like 55, 60, and then bringing it back down to this tempo where this tempo will become this very relaxed thing for me to do. Right now I have to think as I'm playing, which is always a mistake on my part. 1 and 2. 2 and. We got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. It's very much splitting your brain. So, and this is why piano is such a phenomenal instrument, and very similar to drums. All the brain splitting you have to do in this to go, or even play the right notes, takes a lot of work. We'll try a couple more with metronome, and then even if we don't get this good, we're going to go to the second half. 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and. So we're hitting that A in our left hand, our right hand, and our left hand. All of a sudden, we'll be doing A, A, D. Oh no, on the wrong beat. So we end with this A. And then on this D, on beat 4. That's going to take me a minute. So we got 3 and... No. So I got to get my left hand thinking. 3 and 4 and 3 and... For whatever reason, just moving it down mess with my head more than moving it up. Or we got a... Left hand playing 3 and 4 and... As dumb as it sounds, we're going to play just 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 and just to really not... I'm going to get to a place where I don't have to think about this. Which I'm probably already there now that I just did this. And 3 and 3 and 3 and... So then it'd be 3 and 4 and... Alright, I think we do that. Let's do one more practice. So we got 3 and 4 and... 3 and 4. Left hand only. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and... So just gotta watch, not rushing it. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and play it right. You gotta not rush and play it correct. 4 and 3 and 4. And then you gotta stop the metronome and fix it a minute when you keep on screwing it up. 3 and 4. Yeah, so it's just 4. About out of time, so I'm thinking we try this whole measure. Just at least walk through this a couple times so when I start it tomorrow, it's not starting from scratch. All right, we got to start thinking about this. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and... Yep. We'll see, let's do this though. Let's add that F. So we have a turnaround measure as well. So we got 1, 2, 1, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2 and 2 and... I mean, it was really bad, but it was somewhat music. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 So I'm almost at the place where I have to play it by myself a couple times, play it with a metronome a couple times, and then try to recover. But I can hear the ideas coming there. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 It's not going to be pretty, but we'll try it. And 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and get in there. 1 and always have to pick how picky. Pick how picky. Choose how picky you want to be, right? So the last D minor, even though the last 2 runs I felt pretty good about, like I'm starting to get the idea in my head and kind of resolve some piano issues I've had in the past. And then all of a sudden I played that next one like this. And I was like, shit, not trying to do that. Small difference. A lot of it isn't, I care about the song. I care about learning how to play the part. I care about learning that technique. It's not going to be the first or the last time I have to do this on a song. So I might as well try to do it right. Let's try by ourselves. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and I'm kind of rushing into that 4. 1 and 2 Quick save was not great. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 nice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, we're gonna call that good. I got a couple minutes left, so we might as well just talk about this again so that when I hit this next, I don't have to start from scratch. So rhythmically, we got this 1, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and so 1 and 2 and it's a little tricky, right? 1 and 2 and so I think this might be a really good tempo for that, and just for fun, get some extra time out of this today. If we go 1, 2 and 1. It's probably slower than I'm actually playing it ready. And 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 couple without again. 1 that same rhythm. 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2, and it's gonna help you put those together. Oops, don't let go of that pinky. So we got 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2, let's try that whole measure and just see what happens. It may not be perfect. Let's do right hand first. And 2 and 3 and 4 and left hand. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 all apart. Told you. Just can't process it fast enough yet. The funny thing is, right, the minute you take metronome away, I can play it. And then it's just forcing yourself to play it in time, and you're going to get better at it. Not that, though. 1 and a 2. Keep pulling that pinky up, so I got to slow it down. 1 and a 2 and 3 and all right, we're going to call it good on that today. I like that measure. We're going to start on that measure. I don't know if we'll actually start on that measure. I'll jump in the next time I do this on verse 1 and just really trying to smooth out that D minor measures. Really, let's do this. Let's put a little asterisk there so that we remember to start there, okay? It liked that. But that red is good for me. So we start on that D minor, really smooth that out, and then we can do that whole first half of the verse and then work on the different changes throughout the different lines of the verse. All right, as always, thank you guys for paying attention. Hope this helps a little bit. If you guys would like to support us, musicbythemeasurespro.com.